So you mean that I get to go sit by myself in a room instead of in a giant room where everybody's staring at me? Yeah, I'm gonna choose the other option. Hi everyone. This is very loud. I don't know if you can pick up the outside noises on the mic. We're gonna find out together. It's a very loud truck. Hold on. Welcome back to this week's video. So I know last week I told you, or last video I told you guys that a lot happened. My childhood cat passed away, and so the video I had originally planned kind of got moved and scrapped. Well, I've been working on that video, and that video is taking much longer than anticipated, partially because of everything. So I thought we could sit and talk again, but I didn't want to do it in my room, so we're outside now. This is my porch. It is now sunny. I'm in the sun, trying to get a little bit of light. Finn has realized I am outside and would like to join us, so let's get Finn. Oh, my butt's wet. Finn! Finn! Where are you? Oh, Finn! You wanna come outside with me, honey? Come in, let's go. Let's go on the porch. You coming too, Moxie? Oh, we're gonna have two of you. It's so exciting. You come too. We have two doggies. Moxie doesn't come on the channel very much because she's usually asleep. But yeah, Moxie's here. She's our bigger dog. And of course, you all know Finn. We have our obligatory dog shot for the video. You know you. Alright, I need to sit. Well, this is kind of fitting for the video because a big thing I wanted to talk about was that being disabled is very difficult, and I just kind of wanted to have an honest conversation. I can't deal with you. I wanted to have an honest conversation about that, about how it's difficult and things that make us better. And doggies definitely help. Yes, I love you too, honey. Don't tickle me. I have both of you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I basically wanted to talk about kind of the last month of my life, as well as sort of just the last since the beginning of the year. I brought this up a little bit in the last video, but I need to sit off to the side here because when I'm here, the sun's directly in my face and I can't see. Over here better? I don't know. I'm gonna sit like this. This is a little bit better. The last month has been a lot. I've been trying to do more healing, like mentally. Physically, I'm doing a lot better. I know a lot of my symptoms, and I'm pretty good at predicting them and predicting my energy and that sort of stuff. And I've gotten really far on that. I'm very proud of myself for that. But now comes a lot of mental stress that I've kind of unknowingly suppressed for a really long time. That is now. Moxie's going back inside. She's bored with us. That's okay. Make sure the door closed so no kitties join us. We don't want kitties. Aside. Porch is not kitty safe. So yeah, this last month especially, this whole beginning of the year has been a lot of unlearning, relearning, a lot of my past. A lot of things have popped up that have been very unexpected. Ooh, the sun's going behind a cloud. And one of them is that I've been having panic attacks, which has not been fun, and a lot of nightmares and things like that. Like I said, I wanted to be honest with you guys in this video. That has really zapped most of my energy most of the time. Hence why I've been having a really hard time making videos and just making things in general, because it's like all of my energy gets put towards this healing, which has been very helpful and very eye-opening, a lot of the things that I've learned and realized, but also means that doing things has become very difficult again, which sucks. Because I had like the period of time like in college and stuff where everything was difficult, and then I figured some stuff out and things got easier, and now we're back to things being difficult again. It's nothing I haven't experienced before, so it's not too scary in that regard. It just sucks because I will have a good day. Like today, I'm doing quite well with my pain and everything, but mentally, I just am not there. And I will be perfectly honest, before I started this video, Finn's leaving us. Finn's like, I've heard all this. I walked you through it. I don't need to be here. I had a really hard time today, this morning, trying to work through stuff because I'm gonna be honest, there are certain parts of this that I'm still working through, so I don't feel totally comfortable talking about it. The things from my past that have been popping up in very like odd ways and things that I'm just not in times when I'm just not prepared for it. I will give the example of what happened today because I just wanted to sit down and it's towards the end of April when I'm filming this and when you're seeing it. So this is usually the time of year I try and wrap the time of the month that I try and wrap up things for April and start thinking about May and what I want to post and do for all of you and for myself as well. And usually I can do this no problem, but for some reason today it wiped me out and I had to spend a lot of time suppressing is not the word. Preventing, that's the word. Preventing a panic attack, which I successfully did, hence why I'm on camera. I've just really been trying to be a lot softer and gentler with myself because a big thing that's been popping up over and over again for me is this voice in my head that has not been very gentle or kind. Hold on. Okay. The cats don't know how to open a door to pull, but the door was open enough they could have snuck out. And I don't need cats sneaking out on me. Even though they don't, I'm pretty sure they're up with my mom, because my mom has the day off today. So I'm pretty sure they're up there with her. But just in case they come downstairs, I don't want to be responsible for them in the middle of making this. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I've had this voice in my head that's been very mean and very forceful when it comes to making things. I popped up a lot in college and I kind of just ignored it. But now that I have the time and the space to talk about it, this really is like this triangle of light. So yeah, now that I have the time and space to actually talk about it or actually think about it, I realized that a lot of the things that voice has been saying to me are things that teachers, specifically teachers, have said to me over the years, especially after my cancer diagnosis. Because I got my cancer, for those who don't know, I was diagnosed with skin cancer when I was in middle school. It's a scar here on the right side of my face. I had a surgery over the summer it was in 2014, so I think I was 6th into 7th. That might be wrong. I'm very bad with dates. I'm very sorry. I just know it was 2020. It was 2014 when I had it done. I can't quite remember where I was in school. I knew I was in middle school because that next year, when I was with my teachers, one of them specifically was very unkind and just very forceful when it came to my healing. And although I had been physically healed and was no longer dealing with the cancer because I just needed the surgery, I didn't need chemo or anything, I was very lucky. So even though I had physically healed, mentally I hadn't. I was still going through the grief and the process of going through that, especially because when I was even younger, I had a friend I was extremely close to whose parents I thought of as like a second family pass away from cancer. And so that being like my first real time dealing and hearing about cancer, to then learning I had it, to then having a major surgery to get rid of it, to now dealing with the fact that I lived and I'm going to be okay, was a lot. And instead of teachers, I did have teachers that were very understanding and kind and did give me space to heal and feel what I was feeling. This specific teacher was in a very, I'm trying to be careful with my words here because I just want to explain it correctly. The way my school worked is I had a specific group of teachers that I went to, and different groups of students had different ones. And one teacher in that group of teachers was kind of like an administrator, like they were in charge of a certain set of things. So they were like all the other teachers were on this level, and she was up above slightly. That teacher that was up above was the one who was treating me very negatively. And it sucks because looking back, I can see that she was trying to help me. She was doing what she thought was helpful when in reality it wasn't, because in her head, I should be fine and I just needed to move on and just get over it, not realizing that there was so much more to what happened. I got very depressed during this time. I was not taking care of myself. I was getting into a lot of trouble. I got detentions a lot. It's very interesting. She specifically always gave me lunch detention, not like after school detention. Like instead of like going and hanging out with people at lunch, I got to go to lunch detention. So I just went to her classroom and sat silently alone, which is what I preferred because this was also when a lot of the bullying started with my cancer diagnosis from the other students. So you mean that I get to go sit by myself in a room instead of in a giant room where everybody's staring at me? Yeah, I'm going to choose the other option. Even if it means a detention, I'm going to choose that. So yeah, I was very messy and unorganized. Instead of seeing the mental side of that, she just saw somebody who was sick, and of course, the ableism of when you're disabled, you can't work ever, and therefore she saw me struggling to get through school as a sign that I was sicker than I actually was. And so in her head, she basically tried to teach me to pretend like I wasn't sick and pretend like none of this was happening. And so she forced me to start using planners and being hyper organized and really pushing me in directions that were very opposite of who I am. This teacher, I should also mention, has a bit of a tie to my family, as like family friends. Not with my parents specifically, but with other people in my family. So I actually grew up seeing this teacher throughout my entire life. She also very much started to encourage me to stop being super like girly and wearing a lot of pink and a lot of dresses and the things that I love, because it was time to start growing up, is exactly what she told me, even though I still wanted to be a kid, which is perfectly fine because I was 12 when this was happening, to be clear. This wasn't me at like 16 or 17. I'm going to be an adult soon. We need to make sure you have a few of these life skills to get through like college and stuff. This was being a 12-year-old being told I need to start acting like I'm 18. Giving that example specifically, that has been something that's popped up in a way that me and my doctors have. I, I don't have a therapist of it as of yet. I've been looking and searching for one that's going to fit me because I do want to be picky with it. You should be picky with your therapist. That's just my opinion. According to just other doctors I've spoken to about my conditions, ones that are kind and nice and good, birds. We're pretty sure that I have some sort of complex PTSD from everything, just because the way that these keep popping up are like lost memories, because I have a significant portion of my childhood that's just gone, and it's specifically after my cancer diagnosis. And the story I just told you has been a recent realization, as it's been recent memories that have been popping up, which are not fun when they pop up. They pop up in very high stress points in my life in very challenging ways. It's not like I'm just like sitting in my room and everything's calm and then all of a sudden I get a memory or it's like from a dream or something. No, it's usually like I'm really stressed and trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, hold on. I think I'm getting a memory." And I have to like calm myself down enough to remember it. So that's not very fun because they're very intrusive and very scary. So, yeah, I'd like a therapist to be able to talk through it because there's still chunks that are gone, and it is scary to think about what I'm missing and what I'm forgetting, because like what happened? Like there's a reason my brain doesn't remember it. Is it because it's trying to protect me from something really bad, or is it just something else? I don't know. Trying to turn this video around to a slightly more positive note. I know I just kind of dumped and ranted at you. But some of the things that have been helping are trying to focus a little bit more into my hobbies and the things that make me happy. I did a whole video 2 weeks ago on those things, so you can go watch that if you want more details. But now that it's spring and the sun's out, trying to get outside, even if it's just to sit on our porch, has been nice. Trying to be careful with how much social media I'm consuming because that can definitely affect my anxiety. Just trying to slow down in general has been really helpful, which is crazy to say because being chronically ill, I already had to slow down. Like, instead of going through college and getting as many classes done as fast as possible, I picked the minimum amount of classes I had to take per semester and just kind of trucked my way through. So the idea of slowing down even more is weird, but it has in fact been helpful because it's not like slowing down the amount of things I do. I think I still do roughly the same amount. It's slowing down how I do them instead of racing through them, actually just letting myself be present in the moment and letting myself enjoy doing the dishes and the laundry and taking care of myself and that sort of stuff. Also, there was a period of time where I couldn't do that, but now I can because I'm doing a lot better and making sure that I feel appreciative of those moments because that seems to help just overall my mood feel a lot better. But when I do get these moments of panic, of course, to make sure that I'm working through it and not having the panic attack, but also when I feel okay again, sitting and thinking about it and obviously trying to feel the actual feelings that I am feeling, which is difficult. But once I have done that, which takes a while, because again, I'm not very good at it, but I'm getting there. So once I've felt them, actually kind of sitting down and being like, okay, what triggered this? What's going on? And also documenting it because, again, my memory is crap because of everything. So making sure I'm documenting it in some way so I can share it with the therapist I inevitably get so we have things to talk about and that sort of stuff. And it's really, I heard someone, I've been following a creator on TikTok who's been sharing her abuse story and sharing how she got out to help other people, which has been very awesome to watch and see a community kind of build up around her from that. But one thing that she said that really stuck with me was not about her story itself, it's about an after, about how when she finally did get out and finally got to start doing things on her own, how there was these unexplainable rules in her head of how she's supposed to be doing things and realizing that those rules came from the abuser, her ex. The example she gave was doing the dishes, that she had to do them in a very specific way, putting the dishes in a very specific order, and her realizing that that's not actually a thing. You can put the dishes in however you want, they're gonna get clean. And so her the wind's hitting the door, going against that. And the reason it's resonated with me is because I've kind of been feeling that with these memories that pop up, is realizing that I do a lot of things based on what other people told me was the correct or right thing to do when there is no correct or right way to do things. Yeah. The only way to do it wrong is to do something that feels not right to you. And by following those rules, I was doing something that didn't feel right to me. And so that's been a lot of the, that's loud. I've also been doing that as part of the unlearning and relearning. Unlearning the things that people have tried to teach me are correct in the past, and trying to relearn, oh my god, unlearning the things that people wanted me to do from my past and relearning the way that I want to do them for me, which is a lot easier said than done because when you've been doing something one way for so long, it's hard to figure out a new way of doing it. That's been a lot of what's happening. So it's made making videos take a lot longer than normal because I've just needed more time in my day to dedicate to these feelings, which I'm okay with because this isn't forever, it's just for now. My little favorite saying. So these feelings are what I'm dealing with right now, but by dealing with them now means I don't need to deal with them forever. So I think that's it for me. I'm starting to hit cold out here. It's getting windy. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Feel free to leave in the comments down below anything you want to share about, well, just anything. Maybe things that make you feel better if you have anxiety, because I could use them. On screen now are my social media handles if you'd like to see more day-to-day things that I get up to. And with that, I will see you in 2 weeks for a brand new video, which will hopefully be the video I actually planned, because I hopefully should be done by then. Bye.